guys. So we got some things to talk about. Mikey Garcia took a loss to Sandro Martin, and majority decision loss to Sandro Martin yesterday night. Errol Spence Jr. is contemplating on what to do next. He's thinking about life, according to Derek James. Teofimo Lopez and Lopez and Haney had an altercation. Will something happen from it? I don't know. We go talk about it. But Teofimo Lopez and Lopez and Haney, it's been a fight that fans have been talking about for quite a while. And will something happen from it? Who knows? Teofimo Lopez has been kind of back and forth with that fight all over the place.
Hey, for me, look, I got to say it like this, though. Show me something. You had your opportunity with Gamboa, 38 years old. You couldn't do nothing. What does that show? What does that show for everybody else out there? If you want to come at me, you better be ready. And that's all I got to say for everybody coming 2021. I'm coming out there to take your head off.
I don't think boxing fans really believe Teofimo Lopez at this point. Even though in the video you hear the fans, T.E.O. So
anytime. Come on, man.
You know, they rooting for him. You know, Lopez and Haney pulled up on him. Lopez and Haney looked like he was looking through his soul. Lopez and Haney looked like he was serious. Teofimo didn't really want to look at him, as you see in the video. He didn't even really want to look at him. He didn't really seem interested. You know, he showed a sign of fear to your boy Bushido. He showed a sign of fear during that little stare down altercation. That doesn't necessarily mean he'll lose a fight, but I saw fear there, and I've seen it before. You know, I think something has to happen. I think with the momentum that the Fury Wilder fight had, I think Bob Arum probably would be interested in a fight if Teofimo Lopez is successful against George Kambosos. You know, we gonna see Teofimo Lopez. As far as the hardcore boxing fans, they ain't been too kind to Teofimo Lopez lately. So we gonna see how this shit plays out with Devin. Devin Haney's been looking like the boogeyman down there at lightweight. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. That altercation, that's what these guys need. No promoters involved. You know, they going back and forth. You know, a lot of animosity. Why was Teofimo Lopez looking at Bill Haney? You know, why did he start looking at him? I don't know. You know, Teofimo Sr. had to come out and bail out his son during the altercation. It was good for boxing. You know, something that can, sell a fight. They can use that to sell a fight. But moving forward, Mikey Garcia lost to Sandro Martin. My thoughts on it? Well, I think that Mikey Garcia, I think he should have just fought Regis Prograis. Now, I'm sure he probably wanted more money to fight at Regis Prograis. But now, you took a loss to Sandro Martin. Now, if you continue to do this thing, your stock may not be the same. You know what I'm saying? You may not be able to get the $7 million paydays to fight Mr. Mahooz and, guys that's falling down the hill like J.C. Vargas. You may not be able to get that anymore. So I think if he had took a loss to a guy like Regis Prograis or somebody like that, his stock wouldn't have dropped as much. But now his stock dropped considerably, in my opinion, due to him losing to this guy that nobody in the universe heard of, Sandro Martin. He beat Mikey Garcia. Do Mikey Garcia still have the passion to box? Ain't no telling. Mike Garcia's been on the sidelines for about 2 years. These guys get really comfortable. They get relaxed. And it's kind of hard to kind of get up and fight somebody when you got money and you living good and you got other things going on outside of boxing. You just got money coming in. You just living your life. You know what I'm saying? So if Mikey decides to buy out after this, hey, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. But I think that if he was going to come back and put up a performance like that, he should have just went up in there and fought a Prograis or something. instead of losing to a very unheralded Sandro Martin. So now does Sandro Martin get the credit or have the juice that Mikey Garcia has in the welterweight division? Is Sandro Martin the top welterweight now? I mean, how good are these guys? I mean, Errol Spence beat Mikey, but so did Sandro Martin. I mean, you got to kind of, who knows? You know what I'm saying? You never know with this boxing shit. How good are these guys really? That's why they all got to fight each other. Mikey Garcia really shouldn't have lost to that type of guy, but he lost to him. You know, dude came out there and really did his thing and showed up and showed out. Sometimes you just, that's why I said, that's why we tell you guys all the time. Sometimes the names and shit is just overrated sometimes, man. Sometimes, you know, that guy you never heard of will really show up and show out and beat a guy that we consider one to be one of the best in the sport, man. You know, Mikey Garcia was a pound-for-pound guy at one point. You know, and now he losing to guys like Sandro Martin. Where does he go from here? You know, if he had lost to a guy like Prograis, who's still a top, at least a junior welterweight, if anything, his stock wouldn't have dropped as much. Now, you know, you lost to a guy like Sandro. It's like, where do we go? You know, you lost to Sandro. Where do we go? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But we're going to see what Mikey decides to do. He made a lot of money. You know, he did his thing. So, you know, he may decide to just say, you know what, I ain't got the fire no more. I'm not going to come up in here and just lose to these guys, you know, so they can build up off my name. I'm not about to be a gatekeeper or anything like that. So, yeah, you see the shirt. Yeah, Bushido Boxing. Yeah. But Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence he's been training. He's been standing straight, and he's just been having fun with it. According to Derek James. This is according to Derek James. Errol Spence Jr. is just having fun with everything right now. And he's just thinking about life. Really, he's thinking about life. This is what Derek James had to say. And I'm not mad at Errol Spence Jr. for thinking about it. You know, considering his injury that he sustained in leading up to this Pacquiao fight. Losing your eyesight is it's something you really got to think about. Is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk for Errol Spence Jr. to go out here and potentially lose his eyesight? Is it really worth the risk? You know. So Derek James said he got to do some soul searching. He's staying in shape. He's staying fit. He's just having fun with things. He's not going to really be able to spar until about another month and a half, 2 months. So Errol Spence Jr. won't be able to have contact until about another 2 months, basically. I would stretch it to 2 months. And he's just going to have fun with training and really think about life and live life, you know. So I think Errol Spence Jr. has some really some soul searching ahead of the next upcoming months, you know. Some fans suspect that Spence will be back in February, March, but other fans may think it may be too soon considering the injury that he sustained in his eye. You know, you got to kind of take away your personal feelings from the actual fighting and shit and look at this guy's a human being, and that's some real shit. You know, you lose your fucking, you know, your eyesight. Is it worth the risk? Is it worth it? We got to see. We got to see what Errol Spence decides to do. I wish him a speedy recovery, man. The boxing, you know, he's at the top of the division. He's at the top of the sport. And it's unfortunate that some shit like this happens when he's at the top of his game. You know, well, not necessarily at the top. You know, he had the accident, but he was on his way back. And, you know, this shit happens in camp. You know, he's really starting to get injured. A lot of people say he wasn't the same fighter. So we're going to see what Errol Spence decides to do, man. Is it worth the risk? He got his ranch. He got a lot of money. I'm sure he got a lot of things going on outside of boxing as well as a lot of the other guys. So we're going to see what Spence decides to do, man. You know, going to a fight with Terrence Crawford is dangerous. Going into a fight with almost any of these top welterweights is dangerous. Going into a fight with anybody at this point for Errol Spence Jr. is dangerous. So we're going to see what he decides to do. I wish him the best luck in his recovery and his soul searching. You know, his soul searching journey. Decided what he's going to do, man. It's dangerous. It's not easy to go out there and put it all online. You know, when you, especially I would imagine when you got a lot of money and you ain't got to really do it, and then just go up in there and have the killer edge to punch through a guy. You know, you never really had any really beef with for real. You kind of, you know, we're going to see what Errol Spence has to do, man. You got to keep that killer edge. You know, guys like Terrence Crawford, you can keep that killer edge. guys like Pacquiao, Duran, certain guys keep that killer edge, but other guys, man, that fire tends to dwindle. And Errol Spence, he gotta see what he wants to do, man. He probably been doing a lot of thinking. And, based off that footage we seen leading up to the fight, when he was sparring that guy, he didn't look necessarily great. So, Errol Spence probably thinking about a lot of things. Thinking about cutting that cut to 147. That's a whole task within itself. And just everything else that's going on in the division right now and everything else in life. So, he got to think about it, man. We going to see what Errol Spence decides to do. But, yeah, man, that's all I got. Teofimo and Devin, will something happen from it? Who knows, man? We go see. Fans got to keep that pressure on Teofimo, though. I think Devin Haney will take any fight if any of these guys are serious about it. But Teofimo, he's been a little iffy. But Mikey Garcia, what's next for Mikey? Who knows? Who knows what's next for Mikey? Mikey made a lot of money. He did his thing, you know what I'm saying? So he may not just, the 2 years off probably really affected him. I think he should have, been busier. And now he may not never get it back. And this is why I say Keith Thurman may be the same. Like, Keith Thurman, we go watch him, and he's going to go up in there and lose against a guy that he probably would have never lost to if he had been staying busy and active. You know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence Jr., we go see what he decides to do. He got some soul searching to do. He's contemplating life, and he's just having fun staying in shape. So he looks like he's in shape from the footage and the videos that we seen. The photos that we seen. He looks like he's in shape. And we go see what the truth decides to do. Unfortunate how everything turned out, ain't it? How everything turned out in the welterweight division. It really makes you wonder how good some of these guys really are. Like I said before, you never know. Styles make fights, circumstances, situations. It just really don't. You really just don't know. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.
Fucking buff. We follow my tackle. We not gonna fight that fucking buff.